What's up, guys? We are going to bust out an amazing full body bumper weight workout. If you don't have a bumper weight, a plate will work as well. If you don't have a plate, 8-pound dumbbells in each hand will work as well. Let's just jump right into it and start warming up. If you don't have a ghetto airdyne like me, that's so awesome, $10 from DI, just start running in place, just getting our bodies warmed up here. We're just gonna do a quick warm up together. I don't usually do this on my videos, but I figured we could do this together since I'm doing more of a real-time workout with you guys today. So quickly warm up the body, and then let's warm up the shoulders and the arms, grabbing one arm and then the next. And then go ahead and use that chair or the box if you have one. Lift up one leg, bend over, kind of warm up your spine, your hamstrings, your glutes here. And the other arm, placing the arm behind your back, grabbing that opposite elbow, and bending in to that deep lunge with your foot up on the chair or the box. Just deep squat here, grabbing the insides of those knees, really warming up those hips. Forward fold with me here. If you need to take more time to warm up, go ahead and do that. But we'll warm up as we go too. So grab your plate, put it over your head. We're gonna back up to that box and just slowly lift up that left leg and dip down. So we're starting with overhead pistol box squats, 5 on each side. Really sending your head through, keeping those arms locked up straight up top. Go the opposite side, that right leg now, lifting up that right leg, sitting down, keeping that back straight, those arms really overhead, locking out those elbows. 5 on each side here. Those seriously burn. Now we're gonna keep that plate up above our heads and step back to a lunge and just do 5 overhead lunge squats. Once you do 5, we're gonna do 10 pulses on each side. Pulse it here, step forward, step back with the opposite leg, keeping that plate above your head at all times, really locking out your arms, keeping your arms right by your ears. And pulse it for 10 on the other side here. Next, we're gonna go to the overhead side lunges. So just turn your body over and step out to the side, lunge into that leg, really trying as hard as you can to keep those elbows locked, keeping those arms really close to those ears. 5 on each side, so just go ahead and hop on over to the other side too. And going, almost there. Okay, let's do that all over again. So 10, 5 on each side, overhead pistol box squats. Place that foot out, squat down, keeping those arms straight overhead. 3, 4, and 5. Good, now switch opposite leg. 5 more on the other side, slow and controlled, down and up. Everything nice and tight. Feel that burn in your quad right there. Almost done, 1 more. Good, overhead lunge squats, just 5 here, 4, 5, and then 10 pulses. Remember, keeping the real key with these overhead weighted movements is that you're keeping your arms nice and locked. Switch to the other side, other leg, 5 here, 3, 4, and 5, and 10 pulses. Nice and low, your knees almost touching the ground. Overhead side lunges, really locking those elbows out, bringing those shoulders down and back, keeping those arms really close to your ear. Almost done. 5 on one side and 5 on the other side. Keeping your chest really up here. You don't want to bend into your back and then hurt your lower back. Keeping everything up and high. Good, and we're just gonna go right back at it. You can pause here and have a minute break between each set, but this is our last set, 3 sets here. Overhead pistol box squats, 5 on each side. Such a good movement. It burns, burns, burns. This is gonna give you that defining quad muscle. Almost done here. Now overhead lunge squats. So just go into this lunge, squat down 5 times, and 10 pulses here. Good. Step back. 5 more. 10 pulses. We're almost done here. Just one more movement. Those overhead side lunges. We got it. Send those arms back up with that plate. Keep that chest up high. Deep breaths. Good job. 5 more. That's it. And we're arm to abs and arms next. You can take a break, pause the video, rest for a minute, and get right back into it. Okay, now we're going to straight into the arms and abs section, starting with overhead tricep extensions. Just really keeping those elbows close to that head. Bend at a 90-degree angle at those elbows. We're doing 10 of these, keeping everything tight in your core. Keeping up here. Almost done. And 10. Okay, we're gonna put that weight in front of us and we're gonna do wheels, plate wheels. 10 on each side. Very slow and controlled. It's like you're driving a bus. And as long as each hand goes on top, that's 1. So it's kind of feeling like you're doing 20. And then right after you're done, we're going straight into around the world. So we're taking that plate very slow and controlled and bringing it up and around our head. And each rotation back and forth is 1. So technically we're doing 20 here. We start going through one side and then back to the other side. Keeping everything really, really tight in our core here. And the slower we can go here, the slower and controlled, keeping our arms really high here. And that plate right in front of us and then up and around, we're gonna feel more of that burn. Nice and slow and controlled. Really getting those deep muscles with these stabilizer workouts. Keep it up here, we're almost done. Doing great. Good job. Now let's place that plate down and grab your mat, ab mat. We're gonna start going down. We're doing arms and abs together. We're only doing 2 rounds here, so not 3. And we're going up above our heads with the ab mat plate sit-ups. So placing that plate right above our heads, and then we're sitting up. I like to place my feet butterfly style, so my knees are out, really keeping the core engaged, arms always straight and up, really sending our head through at the top. And we're doing 10 of these. It's 4, 5, doing great. 6, really sending that head through, keeping those arms locked and straight. 8, we're almost done, almost there. I think that was 10. We're gonna go straight with that. Russian twister next. So sit up, really engage our transverse, our lower abs. Lift up those feet off the ground, bend those knees, and we're twisting just right at the core. This is gonna get our side abs here, and we're just tapping that plate back and forth, really keeping stable in our core and our body. We're not twisting our body, we're just twisting our arms. And we'll do 20 here, so 10 on each side, 10 tap. Good. Very last workout is our bicycle kick. So just take a deep breath here, lay on your back, really engage so that your entire back is on the ground. And then we're kicking like we're doing bicycle crunches, but instead you're just gonna place that plate up in the air, keeping the shoulders off the ground. Really important here, we're doing 25 each leg, so it's 50 kicks total. Really important to go slow and controlled, and you're focusing on making sure your lower back is flat on the ground. This will make sure your transverse abdominis is engaged. and it'll help with your lower ab, your diastasis recti, keeping all that core really, really nice and tight in, really engaging those lower transverse muscles. Kicking it here, keep counting here, and then stretching it out. Oh, feel that stretch. We have one more round to go. Okay, let's do that whole thing again. Arms and abs. We're doing this tricep overhead extension, 10 here, keeping everything really nice and tight. The purpose of these slow and controlled weighted movements is so that we can really focus on those stabilizer muscles, squeezing everything as we move. Sometimes higher reps is not always the key, nor is higher weight. Keeping here, we're going back to those plate wheels, 10 on each side, like we're driving a big old bus. Keeping everything nice and tight, controlled here, 10 each side here, and then we're going straight into around the world. Keeping that plate up high, keeping that weight right in front of you, locking out at the very end, slow and controlled. Really working and utilizing your core here. Taking big inhales and exhales and really drawing that belly in to stabilize. This is a big movement and takes a long time. So if you have to do 5 total, which is technically 10, you can take a break in between. Remember, each rep should be slow and controlled. That's going to give you the most benefit. It's not about fast in these workouts with the plate. Almost done here. Slow and controlled, you're doing great. Good. And set up your ab mat. We're going to straight into those ab mat plate sit-ups. 10 here. You're sending your arms up and back, tapping that plate behind you if it's a bumper plate. It's really nice to have a plate for this workout. Keeps your arms exactly where they need to be as far as the length between the two, keeping them symmetrical. It's a little bit easier to control, especially when you get fatigued. Also like to have an ab mat here. So I'm really focusing on drawing that lower belly in, using that natural curve of my spine. Almost done here. Sending that head through. Good job. Come straight up to those Russian twists. Lean back just a little bit, lift up those feet, bend those knees, and we're just twisting. Twisting our arms here, keeping our core really stable. Not twisting too much at our core. Do 10 on each side here. Slow and controlled. And go into bicycle kicks now, laying back down, sending that plate up, and then we're just going to tap our knees, almost like we're tapping our knees to the plate. We're sending our knees straight up to our chest. And we're just going to bicycle and kick so that we're kicking out at least 25 on each foot. The biggest thing here is making sure you're drawing in that lower belly. Really making sure your spine, your lower spine, is flat on the ground. Drawing those shoulders up. Remembering to breathe. Doing great, you're almost done. Keep it up, keep it up. Great job. If you have time, hop on over to one of my yoga flows and stretch it out that way too.